Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to worship at First Parish Milton. We are so glad you are here. May our time together be nourishing. We are going to sing Come, Come, Whomever You Are on page 188 in your gray hymnal. A lot of people sing it as a round. If you feel so inspired, you may. However, no pressure. We're just enjoying this hymn together.
Good morning. Welcome to First Parish in Milton. My name is Amy Cavadlo, and I am a member of our worship committee. If you are having trouble hearing us, please raise your hand here in the meeting house or message us in the chat function of Zoom so that we may adjust the sound. We are so glad that you have chosen to be here with us this morning or to join us virtually. However your journey, whatever your heritage, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Your presence here on Sunday morning enriches worship for everyone. This sanctuary is made holy by your presence. If you are joining us for the first time, a special welcome. You will find information about First Parish in your pew. One of the greeters or I would be happy to answer any questions you might have, and any of us would welcome the opportunity to walk with you to social hour after the service. The work of living our faith is done in and out of worship, so I call your attention to the printed announcements that came with your order of worship or found in your emailed link. In particular, there are a couple of items of note. Forgot to bring it. This Sunday, we have the pleasure of hearing Jeff Stout singing an Irving Berlin favorite, Counting Out My Blessings. We are also happy to welcome Brandon Grimes, who is in town making his solo debut with the Boston Pops this month. Many people remember him from years ago when he was a high school student, and we knew that he was going to be on to great things, and it is truly thrilling to have him here today. And we also have a violinist, Yuri Yu, who will be providing music during the prelude and postlude. The other announcement that I want to draw your attention to, and please read the announcements because there are other things too, but on December 17th at church, there is going to be a holiday fair. The membership committee has been working on this, and it sounds like it's going to be a very fun time. Now, let's take a few minutes to greet one another and extend a warm welcome to old friends and new. For those on Zoom, please turn on your video, go to gallery view so you can say hello to others zooming in.
Morning, everybody.
Hey, Dottie.
Morning, Dottie.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey,
Hi,
Andrea.
Andrea. It's good to
Hi.
see you.
Nice to see you.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Yep.
How about you, Lisa?
Good. Yeah.
Andrea, were
break.
your girls home?
Yep. I just took Maya to the airport, and I'm taking Kira up to New Hampshire for a ride the rest of the way to Burlington.
Oh, good. You didn't have to drive all the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And how's the settling in going for them?
Pretty good. They were very happy to come home to the animals, and are looking forward to returning again in a few weeks. So
Good.
That's
How much
good.
time do they have when they're for over the holiday, New Year's?
they'll have a month. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's long and nice. Yep.
That'll be good.
Dad, have you been up in New Hampshire?
Yeah, that's where I am right now. Martha's here. She's about to leave. She's here with the granddaughter, Lucy.
Oh, fun.
And so
As
that's
we
been fun.
enter into worship, please
Oh.
take a moment to make sure
Yo.
your cell phones are on.
I had trouble getting in. Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Bye.
Now is the moment we can focus on being here, when we can choose to connect with ourselves and the divine, when we can choose to just be present. Lucas is going to be our chalice lighter this morning, so Lucas, please come forward. Each Sunday, we light the chalice as a reminder that hope, love, and faith still abide. Now, please join me in saying the call to worship. Come, let us gather. We gather to celebrate the sacred within and among us. We come to seek spiritual growth and understanding. We strive to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and love. Together, we work to build a world with justice and compassion. Come, let us gather together.
Beloved community, my name is Louise. I have the great privilege to be the Family Ministries Director, and Amy and I are helping out with worship today. And so to ground us, I would love for a moment of silence. So if we could take a big breath in and let it out, and we'll take a moment to be still together.
The reading this morning is a poem called Wild by Maggie Smith. I've talked so much about loving the world without any idea how to do it. Something about turning the other cheek, something feeding the mouth that bites you. The world I'm trying to love is all teeth and need, all gray mange. But I can't resent the wolf for pulling the lamb down even in front of his mother. I can't be moved by bleeding, a limp throat. The wolf has her own crying young. I've talked so much about loving the world. Is this how it's done? I am offering the only thing I have. I am holding out my hand, feeding myself to the hungry future.
When I'm weary and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're weary and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
I've talked so much about how to love the world without any idea how to do it. I've talked so much about how to love the world without any idea how to do it. These are the, in my opinion, very wise and humbling words that came to us in today's poem. And I wonder if perhaps they ring true for you. And I wonder that because I know they ring very, very true for me. I'll try some different things, different days. Maybe one day I hug a friend, and another day I go to a protest, another day I pray or sit still, Another day I just forget about it all and maybe think I should be doing some of this. But it's really hard and tiring work to love the world. Is this how it's done? Is this how it's done? Maggie Smith asks, and it's a little desperate. And I think that's kind of the point. That feels pretty relatable to me. Because some days it can feel like playing a game I like to call generosity whack-a-mole. I don't know if people are familiar with whack-a-mole. Anyone familiar with whack-a-mole? Whack-a-mole? Okay. So anyone want to explain whack-a-mole? Whack-a-mole? What's whack-a-mole? Yeah, these weird little mole things that pop out of a game system thing, and you try to whack them with the hammer. Yeah, and what happens when you whack one down? You get a point. That's kind of nice. Then there's like more coming up though, right? Like it's like kind of endless. They do look at you with a "you can't get me" expression. Yeah, it's like really frustrating, right? It is pretty annoying, absolutely. And I wonder if perhaps that can ring true sometimes for our generosity and our efforts to love the world, that we're doing our best, and still we see these problems emerge, and still it is very, very annoying. Because it's really, really hard work loving the world. That's really, really hard. And so we're told lots of things, and I love that they are laid out in this poem. We are told to turn the other cheek. Is that familiar wisdom to folks? Turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek, or perhaps we are told to feed the mouth that bites us. Perhaps familiar wisdom to folks. And I know that I can cling to wisdom like this because it is just really, really hard work loving the world. We love to cling to this wisdom. Because as Unitarian Universalists, we are a people who are on a quest to love the world. And that is no small task. We have love as a core value, and we have generosity as one of our core values that supports our love. And still, it is really, really hard. Because I think, as Leona pointed out, whack-a-mole is a pretty tiring game. And when it's generosity whack-a-mole, when it's our whole world, when it's really serious things and not some like kind of silly game, it's really, really hard. So of course, I have no specific answer for you. And I can't tell you how to win generosity whack-a-mole, but I'm going to tell you a story. And it is a story that has actually a lot of different origins in my research. However, it was written, or perhaps often ascribed to, a Rabbi Haim. And it is about how we can be in relationship with each other. So perhaps it is about being in relationship with each other, and if we are intentional about those relationships, that might have something really important to say about how we can love the world. Because that can help us be better travelers on our quest to love the world. And so, of course, I need a little bit of help telling this story. So if I have any friends who are maybe feeling a little wiggly or a little extra excited about generosity, if they would like to join me. Friends to join me. Would anyone like to join me up here? It's very fun. You'll get to be very silly. Yeah, come on up. If you're feeling the silly spirits, it'll be silly but also be meaningful. It will be both, and it will be delightful. Okay. Okay, so we've got some, what do we got here, friends? 4 people and some spoons. Yeah, they're pretty long spoons. We are not doing whack-a-mole, but I know whack-a-mole's kind of the worst, isn't it? So we have these pretty long spoons. So in this story, there are two different worlds. And we're going to learn about the two different worlds, okay? Okay, so there's this one world. Everyone has got a long spoon. So these spoons, there will be an opportunity where perhaps you may want to put them in your mouth, and I'm going to encourage you to not. Actually, I'm going to tell you to not, because I cannot guarantee their cleanliness. But we can use our imaginations. Okay, so we each got a spoon. Okay, so let's pretend we are all in this world, and you have your hand. Take your hand, put it on the very end of the spoon. Okay, now see if you could potentially feed yourself with this spoon. How is that working for everyone? Not so well? Yeah, it would probably fall on your face. How's it working for you, Lucas? It would. Yeah. It fell in your mouth, so maybe like you get like a little bit. How's it working over here? Yeah, this is that's kind of rough, isn't it? These spoons are kind of hard, right? It is a little hard for her to hold the bottom, and that's, yeah, it's hard for all of us to hold the bottom. I mean, it's hard for me to get this thing. I don't know what I would do. Like maybe I could get a little bit. Not so well, okay? Okay. Well, let's talk about that in a moment. Okay, so pause, friends. Ready? So this is one world. This is one version of the world. And in this one version of the world, we are all trying to feed ourselves with these very long spoons, and it is not going well, okay? So this is one world. Okay, now we're going to transport ourselves to a different world. And the way we're going to transport ourselves is we're going to have a little moment of chaos. We're going to spin around, and we're going to time travel, space travel to this other world, okay? No, okay. Spinning around. Wild chaos. Feel free to join in, team. Wild chaos. We're spinning around. Okay, stop. Okay, so now we are in a new world. But in this world, people still have these long spoons, and they're actually getting fed. How do we think that might be happening? Other people are doing it. Whoa, so how might that work? Yeah, so like Lucas, you're holding out that spoon, and I'm like, wait, what? You're moving away from me. Nom. Nice. Okay, let's see. You ready? I want to eat from this. Pretend eat. Nom. Yeah, don't actually, but. Yeah, they touch the floor, so we're not actually gonna eat them. Eat from them, but. It is. Yeah, it's a little bit of glue and tape. We would be eating air, but if we can use our imagination and imagine that you can eat from them, do you think in this world where we can feed each other, we might be doing a little bit better? Yeah, we'd probably be doing a little bit better. In the world where we can't feed ourselves, bad things happen, but in the world where we can feed ourselves, good things happen. Okay. Yeah, it did fall on the ground. Okay. Okay, friends, thank you so much for helping me demonstrate this. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, and I deeply, deeply appreciate your help. If you'd like to go back to your seats, thank you so much. Thank you for helping me. And so, friends, maybe we can't feed ourselves with our own spoon, but we can very much be nourished together if we work together. That is a beautiful thing. I'm grateful to my friends Leona, Lucas, Phoebe, and Thea for helping us learn that. Because we cannot figure out how to love the world in one worship service or one poem, or perhaps a lifetime of worship services and poems and wisdom and all those beautiful things. But we can practice how to be in relationship with each other. And that is deeply, deeply important. If we practice feeding each other with those long spoons, if we practice our generosity in relationships, I think that really, really matters. Because, we have a world with some long spoons. And we can be a people who try to feed ourselves, who focus only on ourselves, and who get really frustrated because we're not nourished. That is one option. And in that option, we're left really, really hungry. So may we be a people who feed ourselves and each other and our greater worlds. May we be a people who open our hearts to those who are ready to nourish us. Because look around. There are a lot of people here and outside of here, who are ready to nourish you. May we be a people who view the world through a lens of community and generosity, even when it's not convenient or fun or easy. We had some fun up here with some long spoons, but it's not always that fun. Sometimes it's really hard. And still, it is our best option to be in deep relationship with each other. So slowly, as we practice to be in relationship in generous and loving ways, perhaps somewhere along there we can figure out how to love the world. Slowly, we can nourish each other, and slowly, we can be nourished ourselves. Because the trick is, even if we're all super excited to feed other people, we're still going to be hungry if we're all like that. We have to be in relationship, and we have to be willing to be nourished ourselves. So, on that note, you may have been wondering why you received a spoon and a heart when you came in. Everybody have their spoon and their hearts? Is anyone missing a spoon or a heart? Let's see. Maybe there's some. If you are missing a spoon or a heart, Amy will come find you. I think there's some back. Raise your hands. Raise your hands if you're missing a spoon or a heart. We'll get you some in a moment. We got some coming. We've got some spoons and some hearts coming. Spoons and hearts. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody not have spoons and hearts? We have one up here? We're good? Okay. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. We will take a deep breath. And I would like everyone to hold up this heart. We're holding up this heart. This heart means that this community will always love you. We're going to take a moment and let that sit in. This heart means this community will always love you. And then I invite you to take this spoon. Take the spoon and hold up the spoon. This spoon means that this community will never leave you. It will always be there to nourish you. But friends, here is the trick. You may put down your spoons. Here is the trick. That these words are true because we live them. They are not magically true. They don't just happen. They are true because we live them and we live them together. And so my wish for us is that we live them well. So part of living them well is singing together. And we are going to be singing Blue Boat Home in the teal hymnal on page 1064. and you may rise and body your spirits as however you are called. Beloveds, it is a hard world out there, and it is also a joyful one, and it is one that we are in together. In this time, may we hold those hurting in our world, in our hearts, and may those of us who are hurting, which can be a lot of us, may we feel surrounded by love. Today especially, we pray for the life and the shining example, I am grateful for that wording, the shining example of Rosalind Carter. May she be blessed in whatever comes next. Beloveds, may we find joy in this world. Even in the hard moments, may there be joy. And may there be lots of love and gratitude because it's a mix and we are all in it together. Amen.
I am delighted to welcome Leona Sitkoff for her faith reflection today.
Hi, my name is Leona Sitkoff, and First Parish is an important... Yes, sorry. Hi, my name is Leona Sitkoff, and First Parish is an important part of my life because of my experience of learning, having fun, and discovering how little movements can change the world. Every Sunday, I go to church wondering what fun activities are planned for the day. Social hour is also very important to me. I love the snacks, and I'm so grateful to all the people who make them every week. Social hour is also a time to, as in the name, socialize. I've made some close friends at First Parish, and social hours are a great time to get to see them. I'm not totally sure what I believe yet, but First Parish has helped me to stay open-minded and not feel alone about thinking about these things. Part of what I love about First Parish is that one of the principles is that every person has a voice. I just love the idea that we should listen to everybody, and I think it's especially important when I think about all the blame and hate in the world. People have different opinions, and everybody needs to be heard. When I think about the future at First Parish, I hope I can be part of the choir here when I grow up. Sooner than that, I can't wait for this year's Christmas pageant. First Parish is really important to me, and I know it is to you too.
Today's offering is dedicated to the services and ministry of First Parish Milton. To give, please follow the instructions printed in your order of worship or shown on the Zoom screen. For those in the meeting house, you may also deposit cash or check in the collection plate located at the main or side entrances at the end of the service. If you are proud of this church, become its advocate. If you care about its future, share its message. We welcome all to build a just and healthy world with faith, love, and compassion. Please support our faith community by giving as generously as you can.
I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Sometimes I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirit sink, but I can't stay depressed. when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks or brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I've got a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised land, that hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more, but giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score. In a world that can bring pain, I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance through delight and despair. We can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Truly blessed and duly grateful.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Please join in saying the unison dedication. May these gifts be transformed into strength for this faith community, into comfort, food, and shelter for those in need. And may we be transformed by generosity. Our closing hymn is number 1053 in the teal hymnal. Please stand if you're able. The hymn is How Can Anyone? How can anyone? 10:53.
You may be seated. So, beloveds, we are going to do this one more time for our benediction because sometimes it takes things a couple times to stick. So I would invite you to find your heart one more time, or perhaps if you just want to kind of put a hand over your heart, that is beautiful as well. So take the heart or put a hand over your heart. This heart means that this community will always, always love you. And then I invite you to find the spoon, or perhaps put a hand over your heart for the spoon as well. This spoon means that this community will never leave you, that we are here to nourish you, and you are here to nourish us. You may put your spoon down. And as we extinguish this chalice, but not the bright, shining light that is Unitarian Universalism, we can take a big breath in. We can let it out. May our time together be a blessing for ourselves, for each other, and for our greater world.